Welcome back to the GSTL. Gumiho, the nine-tailed fox with the Towel Terran, has been sent out against the bench.
Avenge has been playing a couple of TVPs already in Code A, and he was really successful at them. Now he's up against Gumiho, and Gumiho has to prove that he is able to do what Lenok couldn't, take down Avenge. And so far, we haven't seen too much of Gumiho in this season.
Yeah, not too much compared to some of the other seasons. But I think part of the reason was during the first few times that his team was coming out, he was preparing for Code S quite heavily.
Yeah, that's definitely true. So we actually haven't seen Gumiho this season just yet. This is like the first time.
Yeah, he's actually in the up and downs currently.
Hack. We might see him later. Might see a Terran versus Terran, but first of all, we have a Terran versus Protoss on Belcher Vestige. Gumiho comes out against Avenge.
Yeah.
Feels like Gumiho has actually lost weight.
Yeah, I think he has. He had some trouble against Ragnarok in that final round of Code A, so he ended up falling down to the up and downs. He will be playing in that coming up very soon.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Ragnarok just showcased that he's really strong against Terran. With his Zerg style, especially with his drops, so Gumiho, he couldn't hold a candle to that, lost without taking a single map. But Gumiho before that played, of course, in Code S, so now Avenge finds himself up against a strong Terran player. And the series is tight. We have a 2-2 score. Going now into game number 5 here at the GSTL Season 1 2013. FXOpen is up against StarTale, and Avenge in his second game now has to deal with Gumiho after just barely beating Lenok in the last game. Jumping into the match right now on Belcher Vestige. To the bottom right of the map, we have the Towel Terran. Game 5 of the GSTL match between FXOpen and StarTale.
FXO Gumiho.
His up and down group and all the up and down groups actually were already announced. If you want to check that out, go to GOMTV.net.
Yep, check that out on the forums. It's going to be really intense once again. And so will this match, hopefully. To the top left of the map, we have the Protoss player for Team StarTale.
StarTale, Avenge.
10 gate and fast gas. He's doing a rush.
And you know, that could work.
Yeah, this is really tricky. You know, this is probably going to be either some sort of really fast proxy or fast DTs, because getting the gas out faster doesn't help you really with warp gate research. So I think he's just going to go for a really, really fast Twilight Council or a really fast proxy in Stargate.
So far, Avenge, we have seen him 5 times in the GSTL this season. He won 3 of his matches, lost only 2, so he's actually one of the StarTale players that has a pretty decent record here, amongst others like Life and Sound. Life with a 4-2 and Sound with a 4-0. And Avenge could really do quite a lot here. So he already took down Lenok, which is of course very important if you're up against FXOpen. You know that at some point you will have to face Lenok, and Avenge was able to get back into a game when he was already behind. Lenok playing a little bit greedy there at the end. And this time the Protoss opens up very aggressively against Gumiho, who starts with the Reaper first to get scouting information.
Yeah, the Reaper here is everything. Because if he sees what Avenge is doing, it's going to be so easy for him to prepare. He's also scouting with the SUV, so he's going to see the timing of the core here and be like, wait a minute, this could be a 4-gate. It's all about how astutely he notices everything that's going on in the main base here. Stalker first, being chrono boosted, so it looks like it may just be a really fast Stalker Mothership core pressure. And that could be all this is.
Well, that can do a lot of damage, especially when the Terran player doesn't prepare. We've seen this in the past with an early time warp. You can do quite a lot of damage. If you hit it at the ramp, you can delay the expansion a little bit, try to take down the SCV. And there's the Mothership core already, spotted by Gumiho, as is the Zealot that is immediately being attacked here.
He's a micro though!
Wow, he didn't see that. And now, of course, he can just hold the Zelnaga Watchtower and wait if the Reaper tries to come back in.
And the Stalker is coming, Kelder. He needs to get that bunker up. There it is. This is a very intense pressure coming out here, and he is going to have some trouble at the top of that ramp.
Yeah, he definitely will. There's the Reaper now. He's still trying to work with this. The Mothership core is already on the way. A second Stalker is now out, walking across the map.
That Reaper is so crucial here. He will be able to pick off so many hit points of that Zealot. In fact, if he targets, he may even be able to kill it, depending on how the Zealot goes up the ramp.
You know, this is actually Scumbag Stalker right there, not helping the Zealot out at all until the very end. and therefore the Zealot already down in hit points. But now we have both of those units walking up the ramp, but with the bunker in position and the Zealot without hit points.
You know, he could have run by there, but, you know, when you do that, you run the risk of losing your Stalkers and your Mothership Core, especially when there's a reactor there. So I respect his choice to stick on the outside.
I just don't really understand why he didn't. I mean, the Stalker was spotted. It's not like it was hit. Oh, now he runs by. Goes into the main base.
He waits a little bit here, and now he looks like he's going to try to go for the recall out.
Yeah, he kind of has to. Oh, and both units are being saved here. That feels like it was definitely worth it.
Yeah, it was worth it. It could have been better, but you know, I mean, just looking at the supplies here, you can see that a little bit of an edge given with that attack. One thing to note that's the most important thing of all is that the Commander, of course, did finish during all this, so he is going to soon have double SV production, double meals.
The one thing that I couldn't really understand is why the Stalker did not help out the Zealot a little bit earlier and take down the Reaper. It was not like the Stalker was hidden or anything. With the Reaper taking control of the Zalnaga Watchtower for a few seconds, he saw it. So that could have been controlled a little bit better.
Yeah, I agree, especially because he didn't try to hit that Stalker as fast as possible. That's the only reason why I could have seen.
Nice.
And he's actually got a concave down here at the bottom of the ramp. He's going to be able to deny his command center for a really long time.
Every second counts. If you can deny it for a little bit longer and just make sure that he doesn't land it, that's something that helps you already. And you are just able to delay the mining at the natural. Now we have one of those, Widow Mines at the ramp, but this is just a precaution. Gumiho is... I don't think that he's expecting Avenge to just walk up the ramp again, and that would be a little bit too much for the Protoss player to try.
He's just going to camp the low ground. This Marine move out here, though, if he does not micro, could be devastating. Oh, needs to pull that weakened Stalker back. He cannot turn around with that one.
Yeah, he needs to micro a little bit better. There we go.
That's what I was looking to see.
Yeah. Picking away at the hit points of the Marines, taking one down, but he has to be careful with this one injured Stalker.
Ooh, the 6-gate follow-up.
Additional gateways coming up. Oh, this is a lot of aggression here. This is really cool play by Avenge. Very aggressive play by him.
But you know, the problem with this is that he's going to face Widow Mines and Medivacs. Barely does not get that one. Gotta be so careful. He's, you know, I don't know if this is actually going to work. Even though he has this excellent timing, the fact of the Medivacs and the Widow Mines is really going to put a damper on the strategy.
Yeah, the bigger problem is that the Medivac is now heading into the main base, and as soon as those Widow Mines are buried within the mineral line, there's just nothing that Avenge can do anymore. Because he cannot build a cannon, he cannot get an observer out there, he just doesn't have detection.
Yeah. Oh, another poor micro here, and he's got to be so careful. Guardian Shield going up now, baiting out some of that energy.
Yeah, but the Medivac is going into the main base now at the top left.
That force field just transcended space and time.
Here we go. The force field's actually really good, but the Widow Mine already taking its first victim, and now we have all those Widow Mines in the main base getting their hits off.
Yeah, I think this is looking much better for Gumiho. He needs to get something in that bunker, though.
He doesn't have anything in there. Now suddenly the SCVs have to fight, and he can't really afford to make that happen.
Stalker Warpin's back at home, may be able to kill a Widow Mine if Gumiho is not careful.
There are no Widow Mines anymore in this Medivac. There are only Marines, and the Marines don't stand a chance. The Widow Mine is coming in right now, but there are already units to wait for it, and Gumiho is in trouble.
He still has 2 Widow Mines left, but you know, he's going to have to do a ton with them, and so far, things are looking better and better for the StarTale Protoss. He runs up here, cancel on that CC, that's for sure.
The Zealot can tank a bit of damage here. He's now in his opponent's main base. Once again, the SCV's coming off the mineral line. Immediately, the time will be thrown down by Avenge.
Gumiho is desperate here. He's got one siege tank about to pop out. I don't know what that's going to accomplish for him. He tries for it.
Yeah, he's trying to move in. We have even another force field now at the ramp trying to shut this one Widow Mine out. The siege tank is being attacked. The Zealot takes it out. No, not just quite. The Mothership Core could finish it.
Yeah, he could finish it, but the Zealot does go down. Time Warp goes on it.
Nice. He avoids the repair by using the Time Warp here. Well done, and the rest of the units now taking apart the production.
Yeah, the Raven here trying to help out a little bit too, just to make sure there's no observer, but this is the end.
It has to be. Yes, there are way too many units for Avenge. Gumiho is trying, but there is just not enough for him.
All that Avenge needs to do is get some detection out, and then he can kill the Widow Mines and the game will end.
And he has the resources to do so. He will in a few seconds. He still has the Harvesters.
Widow Mine is
down. And this is it.
Yeah.
Without Widow Mines, that was the one thing that he had. He's already dancing his Zealots here.
A lot of smack talk in today's GSTL, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. A lot of celebrations. And even Legend is dancing the units now.
Yeah. This is
camera.
GG.
GG, game over, and StarTale takes a lead once again. And Gumiho and Leenock, they are defeated.
Gumiho did not see the push coming. wanted to put some pressure on with the Widow Mines. I feel sending only the Widow Mines and leaving the Marines at home, putting them in the bunker may have helped him defend there, but the way he did it, he just had no chance. He had nothing at home.
Avenge just strong, and Gumiho not happy, not at all.
He's having a rough time, you know, losing in the Challenger League now, losing in GSTL as well.
And Avenge just showing that the run in Code A was not unfounded. This guy is strong and very strong. And FXOpen, what are they going to do now?
Well, they're in dire straits because they lost their ace. And who are they going to be able to call on now? They already lost Tier.
Maybe SC?
SC seems to be the only choice. He got an all-kill. He's got a lot of experience. He did, you know, take a break from StarCraft for a really long time, but now he's back. He's been practicing, as said in interviews, harder than anybody else.
We have so many players on the FXOpen roster, of course, but a player like Lucky as the last player, are we really going to see, I don't know, there's so many players there, but I feel like SC is the best chance that they have. He already got an all-kill this season, so...
Yeah, SC is the only player left who's got enough all-around experience to maybe be able to take multiple wins, whereas you see not somebody like Lucky, yeah, maybe he takes a win. All the rest of the players kind of feel like snipers, you know what I mean?
And keep in mind that we have still at least 3 players left on the bench now for Team StarTale. Well, not on the bench, but we have Avenge now, of course. And as soon as Avenge is defeated, you have to deal with Life at some point in the game, and you will probably have to also have to deal with another Terran player.
Yeah, you know, like Hack or even Sound, or perhaps
maybe
they could even kiss on Curious.
Yeah.
That's what I was leaning towards there. You know, they can use any of these players, and they're all strong, and they're all ready. As you saw on a screen a few moments ago, the StarTale coach is there writing on a piece of paper. He's like, all right, so I mean, if they send this player out, then we got to send this person out. And if they send this person out, we're going to send this person out.
FXOpen is in trouble.
Yeah, they are in trouble.
Really in trouble.
The Lenok choice, man, might have really put them in a bad spot here, because Lenok even had that game won, but losing that game means they lost their ace, they lost their backbone.
Yeah, Lenok just getting a little bit overconfident in the match that he played. He had a really huge lead, but then he got a bit too complacent, and suddenly Avenge is moving in for the attack. Something that apparently Lenok didn't really expect. He loses the game, their ace is down, Gumiho comes in, and in 2012 he was the guy for the team besides Lenok, but now in Heart of the Swarm he doesn't look as strong, and Avenge is just on a roll. I mean, this guy has been playing great games already in the GSTL in the past. Today too, in Code A, he played very solid matches, and I'm not quite sure if the next player of FXOpen can really beat him.
I don't know, man. Whirlwind is the map, so that doesn't feel like a Terran to me.
Yeah, not necessarily. It feels more like we are going to see a Zerg player.
Maybe Lucky.
Maybe JKS.
JKS as well. JKS not to be trifled with.
I mean, they have a big roster, so they have a lot of players, and Joya definitely prepared a lot of players here for those matches, so we are going to find out what exactly he has in mind here and what kind of strategy he wants to go for. But this is the last player that they have, and being the last man standing when you have to take at least 2 players down, that is really, really...
because they just don't really have very many players left who have that all-around ability to do this.
Yeah.
If they send out SC now on Whirlwind, I get it, kind of, because it's like, well, now he doesn't have to play against a Zerg on Whirlwind later.
Yeah, that might be one of the reasoning here.
There he is. It's going to be SC. I think this is probably the most logical choice they could possibly have.
I mean, we talked about it. He had a really good run here in the GSTL already, and it's another Terran player. That's the only thing that makes me worry a little bit. It's one of those maps that Avenge played against Flash, and he looked strong. He was... I feel it was really nervousness that he could see in his play when he was facing off against Flash, and for good reason. I mean, Flash is a very hype player that people are excited about. He's the fan favorite and a very strong opponent at that. So that Avenge shows nerves in this match is something that I can completely understand. But now he has all this experience and this momentum going for him. So SC will have to give it his all to take down Avenge here.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to nerves in the GSTL in this situation where he's already taken multiple wins, where his team has already done his job, he's gone above and beyond the Call of Duty. And for him to take this win here just means it's all over and they win. And if he loses, they're still in a decent spot. So he does not really feel a lot of pressure at this moment. The only pressure he has is self-induced, you know. If he wants to be the one to get the 3 kill, if he's actually, you know, really focused on getting that 3 kill, that's the only pressure he can really have right now.
SC is a player that can definitely beat Avenge. The question to me is just like, can he beat Life?
Yeah, can he beat Life? Can he beat perhaps Curious and Sound, or, you know, whoever else comes out? He has to beat 3 players. And Whirlwind is a map where oftentimes things will go to late game, so I expect to see draw play coming out from SC from the start. I think something with his air conditioning or something maybe is why she came in there.
Did he already join the game?
Yeah, he just joined.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he just joined. Like, before that he wasn't. He got removed. Now he's back. Oh, that was weird, but he's in now.
Production girl running in and be like, hey, you need to join the game. You need to play right now. And he's like, what? Me? Well, we're gonna find out right now if he can turn things around for FXOpen, but things are looking grim for the team. He's the last chance that they have. He's the last player for them. Another Terran and Avenge already beat one.
Yeah.
And there's always life waiting, and life has been stating in the past that his Terran versus Zerg is back to business.
This is really, really scary for FXOpen, but I think SC is their man. If anyone was on that bench that could beat 3 players, including potentially Life, he's the only one.
Well, we're jumping into the game right now. Whirlwind is the map. It might be the last game of the day. FXOpen is on the ropes. They are up against StarTale in the GSTL Season 1 2013. All on Wolf.